using meat hammer to do these ones. I was going to use the meat hammer for all of them, but that'd be more fun to show an actual hammer. That's better. So I'm actually not sure if Jolly Ranchers will melt at the 350 we're going to be doing these cookies at. So we'll find out. So I don't know if I'm going to put it in the title yet. I probably will, now that I'm actually explaining it. But, hi, my name is Brandon. Actually, at my old job, I started right when I started there. I made cookies every week just for our little IT department. There's only 4 people. So it was only doing about like 2 dozen cookies, just like this size batch every week. And then I never got any complaints from anyone about it, but I was like, hey, I should make these for the rest of my building, which is like 50 people. So started doing that, I don't know, mid 2016 probably. And then made cookies every single week that I could. I probably only missed about 4 weeks total. Maybe not even that, maybe only 2. But made cookies every week for the whole building from mid 2016 until July when I quit. So 4 years. So I like baking, so that's why I made this show. I thought this would help. It's not. Still making a mess. So I noticed today, or yesterday actually, that my banana bread video, this is on the 19th? Yeah, 19th. I'm recording this on October 19th for reference. I saw yesterday that my banana bread video apparently was suggested is in the suggested videos for something that's somewhat popular, I guess, because it in a day went from 51 views to when I checked last night before I went to bed, it was like 105. So thank you, YouTube. So in the event that I'm actually keeping up that many views, and there's some people that are curious, I guess I'll do a Q&A while I'm still doing this. So, hi. My name is Brandon. I live in California. I am gay and single, so guys, if you're out there, hit me up. Who made my fursuit? I actually made my fursuit. Took making the whole thing. Just the time I spent on it was over a year, because I started last July, I guess, just working on the head. I don't know what I'm doing. Green mouth. I started last July just working on the head, and that's all I thought I would do, because it's so much freaking work. But I did that, spent about 4 months working on the head. I wanted to get done by the time MFF rolled around, 2019. And I did get it done, but I might throw up a picture right here. It looks way worse than it does now, because for some stupid reason I thought, hey, I'll like have the nostrils be the eye holes, and it looks like crap. So I took that out, did the way smaller nose that it's got now, and then have that mesh below the eyes that I see out of. So better version than I had, but it's still not great. We'll do a little heterochromia on this guy. Anime. Yeah, so I did that, and then went to Further Confusion in January with the same head. By that point I had planned to redo it like I have it now, but I hadn't started on it yet. So, and if I did put up that picture of MFF with me with Adler, because I think it's the only photo I have of that old head at MFF. Or no, I've got a couple more, but Adler's the one I'm most proud of because I met him and I love him because he's a cool guy. What was I talking about? Right. Went to Further Confusion with that old head, and I know I don't have any pictures of this, and I'm happy I don't. But the first tail I had when I went to MFF was just it was a wire outline, like really thin wire that I had bent, and then I had sewn where it was called, not silk, but like the, why am I dumb? I don't know, but I sewed like a silky material over that wire frame, and then sewed a whole bunch of feathers directly onto that. and it looked like utter shit. The fabric underneath was white, and I had dyed all the feathers blue. They're the same feathers that are on the top of my head right now, except on the underside it was just blue. Get out the other dough and start working on that quick. No spoon anymore. These are all done, right? Yeah. I'm gonna need another tray. I didn't realize that. Ah! Butter, no. Okay. So that old tail, I dyed about, well, I bought, first of all, a fabric store that's nearby me, where I bought most of the stuff for the suit, actually. Except for this blue fur. I bought that online. Fursuitsupplies.com. Not sponsored by this video. Or not sponsoring this video, but I'll pin them anyways. I like them. It was good fur. And it was only like $27 a yard too, which is really, really good for custom fur. But this fabric store nearby me had, I don't know if you've ever looked at ostrich feathers online, they go for like $8 or $9 a piece if they're about a foot long. And this fabric store nearby me had them for 2 for $1. So I bought a lot of feathers. I have about 500 feathers in my closet that I've done nothing with yet. my soda doesn't actually have wings, but I might make wings at some point. Maybe. Unless there is someone out there who would like to buy them off me, I would sell them to you if you want actual ostrich feathers to make a fursuit. Let me know in the comments if you want it. I got white and black. I have some more white than black. Probably I don't know, 60% white, 40% black. The black is not as black as you see on my fursuit head right now. I dyed them more black to get them that color. But the blue ones are just one dyeing round of blue, so they dye very well. You can dye the white ones probably any color you want; it'll work fine. But anyway, the tail. So my first tail was probably about 50 blue feathers, and it was just blue on the back, on the underside. And then on the top side, I had 3 rows, middle and down the sides, of the blue feathers with the black feathers stitched on top, like you see on the top of my fursuit head right now. Looks exactly like that. It took forever to do those. It was a very stupid idea. But I did it anyway. And that tail is now destroyed. The only parts left of it are the feathers. So I'm just going to do another round of the same shapes of faces because I'm uncreative. But yeah. So that tail's gone. And then after further confusion, got home, started working. I didn't start working on the head changes right away. I made a new tail because I hated it so much. And I went straight to this tail I have now. It's this thick. I'm not sure why I did this. Maybe at some point I'll be like, hey, you can do my tail as a pillow if you want. Ooh woo. But it's 4 inches of foam in the middle, and then just this same blue fur stitch on top of that, and then some black fur stitch on top of that to make the little like Blue Jay style stripes there. My sweater is actually based on a Stellar's Jay, because those are the types of blue jays that we had at the camp where I grew up. That's why my head's black instead of blue, or mostly black, except for the blue top part. Then the forehead feather was just a dumb little like, hey, I'm unique thing. So there's no meaning behind the forehead feather. And also you can see in that MFF picture with Adler, that forehead feather used to just be like 9 individual feathers and also look like crap. So redid that. And speaking of head changes, if you've been noticing in my videos in these shots specifically, the little bit of like whitish yellow on the side of my head, you're seeing the foam in the head, because those feathers, I never have it connected because I don't want it to randomly go off during the videos, but the black feathers on the side of my head I have connected to 2 Arduino motors, and then an Arduino on the back of my head, which is also why my head is so big. It's not just a mask, it's actually a full wrap, because in the back I have the Arduino and then a massive battery. But it's set to, whenever I tilt my head left or right, those feathers will expand outward to about like this wide. I don't know if you can actually see that, but they'll expand outward like that, and it's not quite calibrated right. It'll sometimes randomly go off just when I'm walking around, because the little tilt sensors, the bouncing around is enough to make them go off. So, but for the most part it works. If you see me at a con, then you can see it. So, whenever we can actually have cons again. Sad face. But yeah, anyway, speaking of head changes, I'll probably have that fixed by the next video. I'll sew some Velcro onto the sides there, and then the little flaps, so you won't be able to see that foam anymore. But yeah, I also have I have the flaps and the big battery back there too, because I also have 2 little computer fans in the sides of my head. They're 60 millimeter fans, I think. One on each side of the head pointed directly at my ears, which is why I just use the audio directly from my phone here. I don't have any mic in my head, because you'd be able to constantly hear the droning of those fans. They're not very loud, but you would definitely be able to hear them from inside the head. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, got back from further confusion. I was actually only there for a day, because I actually didn't know that. I knew it existed, sort of, because I'd heard of it, but I didn't know that it was in San Jose, so close to me. So, and I found that out on Saturday night of the con. So, I was like, oh, okay. So got up real early and then drove there in the morning and just hung out there for a day. Actually, for the confusion, if you don't fix this by the next con, please do. they only had a cheaper attendance ticket for Saturday only. So just going for Sunday, I still had to pay full price, like full weekend price. But it was fun. Oh, yes, and if you're wondering about the white strip that you can see on the side of my tail, that's an LED strip. I don't have it connected, but what was it doing next? Oh yeah, I don't have it connected, but there's an LED strip. It's actually two, but yeah, it goes all the way around the tail, and can flash in different patterns or just do solid colors. But yeah, I do that, and I'm planning to do one down the sides of my chest here where it's white, because one of my favorite parts of every furry con is going to the raves. So be a big fancy light up bird. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of rambling here, sorry, but got back from further confusion. And then in March, there's a Telegram group that I was part of that the Santa Barbara trolley rides, and they were going to do one. It was right at the beginning of the lockdowns, and we were gonna still do it, but then it got canceled due to weather. So instead, we went to the like organization guy. We went to his church and hung out there for a few hours. So I'll put in a picture here of that. Seriously? It's that hot? Okay. I have my thermostat set to 85. There's no way it got that hot. Alright, it's still 66 in here. I don't know why it just turned on. That was weird. Anyway, but yeah, went to that meetup. There was only about 20 of us there, so we weren't technically breaking any rules of like don't go and like don't do like mass congregation things. Was still not a great idea, but it was fun. Yeah. Don't go to cons yet. If there's actually a con happening in your area, don't go. It's not worth it. I'm pretty sure I had COVID back in December, right after I got back from MFF. I don't know if I got it there or right after I got back, my boss messaged me and it was like, hey, I need you to go to our Texas headquarters and work there. So I got back on Monday and then flew out on Tuesday. So I was in 6 different airports over 2 days. So either got it at MFF or doing that. But yeah, I guess I might have got it just in Texas too, but I think it's more likely I got it at one of the airports, and then after I was there for a week, I walked down from my hotel to walked down from my hotel to the grocery store down there, and then down to some stores to look for some stuff, and started sneezing inside one of the stores, like uncontrollably sneezing. I was like, okay, that's weird. And then went over to lunch and started walking back, and halfway back I got so weak I could barely make it. Like I made it back to my hotel room and just collapsed on the bed and just laid there for the rest of the day. And then it was one of the 2 sick days I ever took from work was from that, just because I literally, like, it hurt to move anything. And of course, back in December, didn't know what it was. It was like, wow, this is like the worst flu I've ever had. And it's like, why is it giving me like muscle weakness? I don't know. So, yeah, probably had COVID back then. Gosh, I'm going off on tangents. So anyway, went to this meetup. By then, I had this tail done, but that was the only thing I had done. I still had also my horrible, terrible original fursuit hands. When I went to MFF, I had my old head, that crappy tail, and some horrible hands. What I did was I based it on a glove, I had a glove in the base, and then to get them to like a big padded look, I stuck foam around the glove, like an inch of foam on either side of the hand around the glove, and then sewed some fabric on top of that, and then that was the hand. It was just black at that point because I hadn't actually designed my Sony yet at that point. I was just doing the fursuit first. I was gonna do like a black or like a dark gray base and then like black scales on top of that, and then I switched to this tan with the dark gray because I liked it better. But yeah, I did that, and then after waiting in line for only an hour and a half on Thursday in MFF for my badge, my hands were so sweaty that it was like almost leaking through the glove. It was disgusting and horrible, and a horrible, terrible idea. So woke up the next morning and then started cutting out all of the foam that I could, and the gloves. I got most of it out. Oop. I mashed this together a little bit. Oh well. Yeah. Cut out all the foam that I could, and then went back. They were still way too hot. I was still sweating almost through the gloves, almost through the hands. So yeah, got back, and then I was like, hey, I need to redo those too. So at that point, I was like, hey, I'm redoing everything. Let me just make an actual full fursuit. So spent probably I don't know. I started pretty much in March after I got back from that little meetup, and then got it done. Well, it's still not done really, but got it wearable enough in like I think it was July 4th weekend. Yeah. So only spent 3 months on that. So if you're not super lazy, like I was building the head, you can actually build your own fursuit in just a few months. I've done a few cosplays before, but I mean, I'm still a beginner, so you can do it. I mean, at this point, I still would have wished, like in some ways, that I would have just bought a fursuit instead. because which one did I last do? With that one, okay. Because I've spent about I mean, I haven't used everything that I bought for working on the fursuit, like 90% of those feathers, for example. But I've spent probably close to $2,000 of my own money to build this thing. But I am counting like all of the 3D printing supplies too, like my eyes and my nose and my beak are 3D printed, and my claws are 3D printed. That's why they're plastic. That's why they're smacking on my floor. I didn't get the mouth out yet. Gosh, I'm distracting myself. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so plan to so yeah, gonna make a few more changes on the head. Try to figure out a way to actually make these goggles work that I bought. I bought some prescription goggles to hopefully work better, but so far they're not working better, so try to find a way to make those work. And I may, if you've seen pictures of my son before, you probably noticed that I have much more human style feet than these. I may redo the feet at some point to look more like that, because these are a little inconvenient to walk in. I do like them, but sometimes convenience needs to take priority over looks. Especially with something like feet, because you're going to pee. You literally can't do anything. Oh, and I just bought this apron off of Amazon, so I'll put a link in the description if you want one yourself. It was way more flatter than I needed. I don't like it that much. One last one here. Fill out the candy. End my rambling. Go back to actual entertaining bird instead of dumb human bird. What else? Oh, I could say. So, I'm actually very glad I quit my old job back in July. I'm still looking for a new job, but very glad I quit my job back in July, because I've met some amazing, amazing people in the last few months on Discord. So, if you're watching this, you know who you are. So, thank you so much for being friends, because you really all have changed my life for the better. I ran out of room. Dang it. I have one more cookie and it can't fit. See if we can rearrange these. Will it fit there? Oh, yes it will. Okay, good. There we go. Let's use the last of this dough to make some little expressions. Let's move these over here so you can actually see it. That's a good idea. This video is actually funny. Have I been rambling to myself? I'm about to, because the phone's about to die. Need. Be right back. Need my charging cable. Move my fursuit head over too because it's in the sun. There's one not great thing about the PLA plastic that that my 3D printer uses is that it is so sensitive to heat that just leaving it in the sun for like an hour or two can actually warp the plastic. Let's see if we can plug this in without knocking over my phone. There we go. There's it's not hanging. You're shaking. Oh my gosh. Audience, are you cold? Okay. Is it charging? Get back up there. There we go. And checked if it was actually charging, and then that stopped the video. That's fun. So, yeah. If you were not one of those people that I'm in a Discord, or you're just here randomly watching some bird person make cookies, hi, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're curious, the name Teachup literally does not mean anything. I just thought of it one day and I was like, hey, that sounds like a good name for a sauna. So. Any nickname you want to call me is totally fine. Any mispronunciation, I don't care. Because it is a weird name, but I like it. One of my good buddies streams. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice. Good job. You would think I wouldn't drop stuff when I have the giant claws in my hand, but even when I don't, I still make a mess. I just casually wipe this up here, it's fine. Let me see a little bit. I'm missing a little bit. I need to vacuum later today. Any nickname is totally fine. One of my buddies actually streams and just read my name completely wrong doing a stream, read it as Teacup. So now he calls me Teacup. I like it. And someone else actually said that when he looks at my name, it reminds him of a hummingbird drinking out of a teacup. So I'm getting a commission of that because I think that sounds freaking adorable. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm doing all red mouth. I don't use that piece either. The weirdest proportion of a pack of Jolly Ranchers I've ever seen. I got 6 blueberry, 4 sour apple, 7 cherry, and then 1 strawberry. So, but yeah. Green apple is the best flavor. Don't at me. Gosh, this is a long video. Sorry, I'm gonna fast forward to the parts where I'm not talking because it stopped when I went to check if my phone was dead. So I restarted the video and I looked and it was like, oh, this has been going for an hour. I think half of that was probably me actually filming in full suit, but yeah. Still fast forward because I doubt you want to I don't even know why you're watching this video, but you wouldn't want to sit through the parts where I'm just sitting here not talking to myself. But yeah. Again, thank you for watching this and my other videos. When I saw how much that video had jumped last night, I was honestly on the verge of crying. I was so excited. I thought I was going to take 3 months to get a video over 100 views. And now it's barely even been 3 weeks as of recording this, anyway. So, if it keeps growing, I might get a bigger camera. People actually enjoy it that much. Yeah. Right now it is literally just, I have a little, actually I could show it here. I could show it since we're doing a little behind the scenes thing. I have this little 3D stand, or 3D printed stand. Do it like that so you can actually see it. Actually, this is still recording sideways. I don't know why I did that. I'm done. Here. I'll take it down. That'll be easier. Yeah. I have this little stand I made for recording. It's about 1.5 feet long. Yeah. So, that's how we're doing it. There's a little Velcro here to attach it to the top of my fridge. And the other angles, it's literally just sitting on top of the table to your right here. And then for recording the baking in the oven, I have it set on top of 2 hardcover books in front of my oven to get it the right height. So again, just like building your own fursuit, you too can record a dumb video for dozens of people to watch and hopefully actually get something out of. I do hope that people actually try these recipes, because I'm definitely not a professional baker. I will never claim to be. So I want people to do it for themselves and see that just like building your own fursuit, you can do it. I'll put a couple pictures in here of the other cosplays I've done, if you want to see those. Then I was a brony, aka diet furry, from 2010 until, I guess I still am. I'm not nearly as involved in the fandom as I was, considering that BronyCon is now dead. But I jumped in pretty early. I think the first episode I watched live was season 1, episode 21 or 22, whichever the one that Owl Alicious shows up. I forget which one it is, but it was that one. So jumped in there, and then I think the next episode was a Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, and I was instantly almost like, well, forget this. This is stupid. Oh, I missed a mouth. I missed doing a mouth. Let's do that. Oh, and those eyes. But, yeah. But anyway, was in the word. I guess in would still consider myself a brony. I might go to another convention. I don't know. Whenever they start up again, I might go to another brony convention. I went to BronyCon just as an attendee in 2013 after the documentary came out. I was like, ooh, this looks cool. So, live in California, so flew all the way over to Baltimore. It was the first flight I ever took by myself. Flew over there and I was like, I really like this. And then someone in the staff, I have no idea who it was, but someone in the staff was like, hey, if you like this con, you can, it might have just been a general announcement. I forget. It's been almost 8 years. I don't know, but like, hey, if you like this con, help staff it. You get a free badge for the con, free attendance, and at the time they didn't do it, but in like 2015. If it was 2015 or 2016 when they started, but they started offering staff free hotel rooms too, which that's a much bigger savings. It's like the con badge was like $75 and a weekend hotel room was like $500. So it's like, hey, I'll take that. So started doing that. They did it for free. Actually, I'm not sure if I should be talking about this anyway, because I'm technically still under NDA, even though the parent company doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, they did free hotel rooms for a few years, and then it was like, we need to charge $20 for the weekend. But still, it's like, that's really good. Anyway. Yeah, so it was on staff from 2014 for 6 years. 6 years of the con, 2014 until the last one in 2019. I was a soundboard manager the whole time. First year was Hall of the Moon, which was the third biggest panel room. I don't know why they trusted me with that first year doing it, because there were two smaller panel rooms that I could have done instead. But trust me with that one. During the day shift too, which is the more popular one. There's two shifts. There was a day shift and a night shift. Worked for about 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours on each one. But yeah, did day shift, and then year 2 I did the night shift for Hall of the Sun, which was the second biggest conference room, panel room. And then the 4 years after that, I did day shift in Hall of the Sun every year, which is why, I don't know, if you ever want me to do an apartment tour, I don't know why you would, but let me know if you do. If it's kind of a little apartment, and it would be a 3-minute video, but I could if you want. If I ever do that, I have the 2017, 2018, and 2019 banners for the Hall of the Sun panels. They are the actual banners from the con, because they used to just use paper banners and they would throw them away at the end of the year, and then we got fancy and we bought actual canvas custom printed banners, and they were like, we can't just throw these away, so we'll auction them off to the staff at the end of the con. And since I was Hall of the Sun for 2 years before that, before the first one, I was like, I want all these, so I bought them for a year, and they're all hanging up in my other room, and they look really cool, and I like them. Yeah. If any of you firm are already kind of watching this, I really doubt you are, but I loved my time there. It was awesome. Thank you so much. I am so glad that we ended in 2019, because we would not have had a con this year, and we were planning, well, no, I shouldn't say that, but we would have had, we would not have had a con this year, of course, but then that might have been it anyway. We might have just, like, if we were going to keep going, might have been like, we didn't do one in 2020, and now people are losing interest. We've been losing interest anyway. The biggest con year was 2015. There were 10,000 attendees, but attendance was declining every year after that. So might have if we hadn't decided to end in 2019, might have been like, oh, we'll do one in 2020, and then nope, we won't. And then that might have been it. Might have just been like, now it's dead. We were planning to do a con, but now it's dead anyway. So, sort of am sad that it's gone, because I did love doing it, but very, very glad that we did decide to end in 2019, because didn't have one this year, and like may not even have one next year with how things are going in the US. Yeah. But that's also why I decided to start making these videos, is I miss conventions, and I'm thinking maybe some people out there miss seeing dumb animal people do dumb things on the internet, so I'm happy to provide that if you're one of those people. Okay, I'm going to stop there, because I think I've been just doing this for almost an hour, so I'm not going to give all of them expressions. I'll just throw the rest of it away, unless you want it. Audience, do you want this dough? Would you like this dough? No? Okay. Let me throw it away. Boop. Boop. Okay. So, I'll go put my head back on, and then resume the regular video.